Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Dangerous Relationship along Akira Senba's route. We are on Chapter 7, Realizing His Feelings. I thought he already realized his feelings from the very beginning. But let's see what new things we have to learn here. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. At first, I heard only a pitiful groan. It was a desperate sound, dripping with despair. Is Akira sleeping at my place and having a nightmare? But then I realized what it was. Akira! Snapping my eyes open, I looked at him sleeping next to me. His deep, painful moans hinted he must be having a nightmare. Akira! Hearing him sound like that made me worry. I'll stroke his cheek. I stroked his cheek and brushed away the hair dangling down his head. With my other hand, I reached out and held his hand in mine. In his sleep, he squeezed back tight, giving me a good surprise. I gently squeezed back, reassuring him that I was there. Slowly but surely, the pain sounds died away, and he settled down. Akira! I whispered his name quietly into his ear. That seemed to help him relax, since his groaning had stopped. Not long after came the soft sound of him breathing in his sleep. Assured that he was better now, I fixed the covers and tucked the blankets around him. It was too late for me to go back to sleep, so I just stared at his face as he slept. Akira drowsily blinked his eyes open. As he lay down on his side, he stared back at me without a sound. Sorry for waking you.
No, thank you,
he said with a glowing smile. Huh? Akira leaned up in bed and continued.
I was having a bad dream.
What happened?
My partner went missing, and no matter how long I screamed, I couldn't find him. But you came and saved me.
I did?
You pointed me in the right direction and said everything would be alright. So, thank you.
He gave me a heartfelt smile that warmed me from the core. I didn't do anything.
You did. You were there for me, and that's what matters most.
Akira.
You know, my partner and I have been pals since elementary school.
Really? That's quite a long time.
He transferred to my school in the 3rd year, and we've been friends since.
That's quite the long friendship. Imagining Akira as a little boy brought a smile to my face.
At first we didn't get along, not one bit.
Really?
We raced, see who could eat faster, who could hold their breath longer.
As he remembered the old days with his friend, a grin broke across his face. So you were rivals?
Nothing that grand. Once we found out we liked the same comedy shows and comedians, that's when we really became friends.
Really?
In middle school, we tried our hand at comedy at the cultural festival.
How'd that go?
Take a guess.
You were a huge hit? Akira roared out with laughter.
Far from it. It wasn't anything we had hoped for.
That's sort of surprising.
After that, we spent all our free time trying to get better and formed a team. We got so into it, we thought about doing it for life.
Did you go to any training schools or anything?
Nope. We were so confident we could do it ourselves that we didn't want to. As long as we kept pushing each other to get better, we didn't need anyone's help.
You must have been really important to each other then.
We were, but we were so poor, that was the only choice anyway.
As he told me before, I could understand why his partner meant so much to him now.
When we finally got an audition, it didn't go so well for us. We were thankful for the work, but screwed up so badly that we got pulled off the program. I remember jumping into a freezing lake during winter just for laughs. Damn cold.
He chuckled, remembering the escapades of long ago. What must have been hardship at the time gradually turned into fond memories. Sounds like you had it rough.
We had each other. That's the only reason we made it.
Akira reflected with a melancholy smile.
Couldn't have ever made it this far alone. No way. Not a chance in hell.
Why hasn't he brought us to meet his friend in the hospital yet? He said, struggling to speak. Thinking he might be crying, I glanced at his face. He wasn't, but in turn I saw the most painful face I'd ever seen him wear. Akira. It tore my heart to see him look like this.
We were always together, but now...
Now?
I'm alone.
No, you have me! An oppressing, brooding feeling filled the air.
All alone.
No, you aren't. You're not alone at all. I'm here for you.
Ugh.
I might not be able to help you with jokes like your partner, but I care about you more than anyone else. I'm always thinking about you. So please, don't say you're alone.
Dirili.
Akira leaned into me and pulled me into an embrace. Akira.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Our warmth seeped into each other, giving proof that neither of us was alone.
You're right. I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Grumble.
Somebody's hungry. Akira? A loud rumbling stomach killed the depressing atmosphere.
Sorry. We've been talking so long I haven't eaten anything.
You dork. I'll make you something.
Wait.
Hmm?
I want to ask you a favor.
What is it?
My partner is having surgery in 1 week.
Really?
I wanted to be there for it, but I've got to work that day.
But...
I would take off, but if I do well, I might get to be a regular on the show. Me and my partner have been dying to get on it, so they told me to go for it.
So, how do I fit in?
I want you to be in the audience and cheer for me. Would you do that for me?
Of course. How could there ever be any question? Of course I'll go. I was extremely grateful that I could finally do something for him.
Great! I'll be able to do my best with you there.
Akira.
It means a lot to me. Thanks. Thanks.
With a smile, he hugged me close and thanked me with a hug. Time for some food then. Oh, come on. There's no time for that. You and your blushing cheeks. We gotta cook. Your stomach is grumbling. Except, Akira didn't let me go and stared into my eyes instead.
I think I want to eat you instead.
That's not gonna fill your stomach.
Dessert first.
Akira? He pulled me under the blankets where the two of us made love. Are you nervous?
Just a bit.
Today was the day of his partner's surgery and his appearance on a hit program. I had come to talk to him in the hall outside the studio before I went on stage. Just pretend like everyone is an alien. It'll help you relax.
What would help me relax even more is a kiss from you.
You're so assertive these days. You're becoming a handful.
I just love you so much. I can't help it. It's all your fault. Won't you give me one?
Close your eyes first.
Got it.
After he blinked his eyes shut, I moved closer and gave him a quick kiss on the lips.
Thanks. Your kiss is a power-up.
Akira turned away while blushing and waved goodbye with a smile.
Gotta go. Don't want to miss my turn.
Akira! I shouted out at him while I walked away. I'd say I'll be watching you, but that sounds creepy. That's the stalker's motto. That's the stalker's theme song by the Police. I'll be watching you.
Thanks.
You're not alone, so do your best.
Will do.
I waved back as he turned away and vanished into the studio. He can do it. I know he can. For such a popular program, it was no surprise that the audience was huge. Though thanks to Akira's pull, I was granted a seat up close where I could see it all. I was feeling so nervous for him that I was probably antsier than even Akira.
Thanks for waiting. Let's get the show started.
A bad feeling crept up in my spine. The host was the same person who had tried to corner Akira before. Last time, he asked a bunch of difficult questions and gave Akira a hard time.
It's a full crowd today. Thanks for coming. We hope you'll enjoy the show. Sit back, relax, and get some tissues, because you'll laugh till you cry.
I hope this goes all right.
Let's start by introducing our guests.
The first guest appeared from behind the stage.
It's the model everyone's been so crazy about, Taiga Saiba.
What the hell? Taiga came walking calmly onto the stage and nodded to the cameras.
Hello.
I never would have expected Taiga to be on the same show as Akira.
And next up, Akira Senba, from the comedian duo Sonogi. Not much of a duo if you always come alone, is it now? Greetings.
The host remarked to make Akira look bad. It filled my insides with rage. Just then, Akira glanced down at the audience and found me. I was supposed to cheer for him, so I couldn't let myself get upset and distracted. With the biggest smile I could muster, I waved at Akira. What? I was fairly certain he noticed, since he smiled back at me. After some small chit-chat, the program got underway. What was that face then?
So, you're in a drama now, Taiga. What role do you play? A model? No, actually I'm a bartender. Really? That sounds unsavory to me. So the main character tells you about their problem, and you help them find their way?
Akira joined in the conversation and took Taiga's side.
Yeah, something like that. That sounds cool. You must play a big part in the character's development then. What about you, Akira? Have you been in any dramas? I once played the part of a goofy ex-boyfriend, but that's it. Doesn't sound like you were picked for your acting prowess then. No, not at all. So, your comedy career is pretty much solo from now on, isn't it? Huh? Of course not. Once my partner is out, we'll resume our duo just like before. So, you don't intend to go solo? Not at all. Well, you're doing so well on your own, it doesn't look like you need his help. I only got this far because of him. But you're only saying that. Your partner isn't in for a fracture. He's pretty sick. Will it really be okay?
What a jerk!
Ugh.
Curious murmurs erupted from the audience.
So you know then. Sorry for keeping it a secret. We didn't want anyone to worry.
Akira answered with a smile, seemingly unfazed at the question.
That doesn't seem fair to your fans.
Stop it!
Isn't his surgery today? Told you think you should be there instead of working.
The host knew a surprising amount of information that was supposed to be secret.
But you'll be fine. You don't actually have to be funny to be popular. It must be nice being so good looking.
The host made some nasty remarks at Akira without knowing what he was going through.
It's okay. He'll be fine without me.
Akira said with a smile full of confidence.
He liked this program so much, he told me I just had to go on it. We're both doing our best. Here and at the hospital. How touching. Well then, show us your best. I present to you Akira Senba. Thank you.
Akira stood up and made his way to the front of the stage. The spotlights converged on him in the center.
No, hell no, you can't do that.
Akira jumped to the side.
What? Why not? You told me to.
He was playing both roles of the duo at the same time. Even so, the crowd was loving it. At the start, I was irritated with the host, but I quickly forgot my anger. Akira was doing so well, and his act was brilliant.
Thank you, thank you.
Akira finished with a wave and a bow. Applause and delighted screams rushed back at him. I clapped so hard for him that my hands swelled.
Very nice. Thank you. Don't you think you're pushing it, doing it all alone? Huh? Oh, I thought it was great. If you couldn't see that, I don't know what to tell you.
The host looked perturbed when Taiga spoke praise for his act.
I mean, that was awesome, wasn't it? He's pretty good even on his own.
Taiga turned toward the audience to get their opinion.
And then again, I bet everyone here can't wait to see your duo reunited, right?
Yeah! Without a moment of hesitation, I cheered in agreement. Yeah, we do! You're awesome! Other voices rang out with approval.
We won't disappoint you.
Had Taiga said that to keep the conversation in a positive light? Thanks, Taiga. One glance at Akira and I smiled. I was so proud of him for doing so well.
Phew.
You did great. I had come to see Akira after the program was over in the dressing room. Hard to believe, but you looked better than ever out there.
Only because you were cheering for me.
Yeah, right. His cheesy words brought blood rushing to my cheeks.
Taiga helped me out too, once or twice.
I noticed that too.
What a cool cat he is. I'm jealous.
Don't worry, you're as good as they get in my book.
Thanks. Still, I'd like to do a skit with him sometime. Maybe the three of us could do it together. Me, my partner, and Taiga.
Yeah? For a moment, an eerie silence filled the room. We still didn't know if the surgery had gone well or not. Akira glanced at the clock. Can't you call?
Surgery could be over by now.
Yeah.
No worries. I bet it went fine.
That's right. I slipped close to his side and slid my arm around his waist.
Dirili.
It was easy to sense how much he cared for his partner. I'm sure it did, seeing how much he wished for it. Linking my hands together, I pulled him close and embraced him.
Yeah.
I have to make a lot of moves in this route, apparently. The two of us hugged, hoping with all our hearts for a hopeful outcome. And then... How could you end a chapter with "and then"? Well, I hope that's not a bad sign that the next chapter is called "I Can't Endure It." I hope that doesn't mean that something went bad with the operation, so I have to read it. I'm going to head over there now. Hope to see you there or in some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.